Have you ever tried to draw a face, comic book face, illustration, without a picture to look at or to trace? We all know it's difficult, and it's a lot easier just to look off another drawing or picture, get that praise you want for your great artwork piece. What if I told you that I gave you the blueprint to draw faces from your imagination without looking at a picture or trace? Lugged artist, self-taught artist, and I used no reference material. Let's get into it. We started off with our front face, basically breaking down how we portion out our ovals, the center line where we divide the head with anatomical lines. I taught you how to place your eyes, nose, mouth, chin, jaw placement with a few extra tips for you. That was all in the beginner's guide to drawing faces. It's so crucial to get down the initial concept behind drawing the front view of the faces, because we're going to carry that into the other views that we're going to do. So if you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend going back, checking out the beginner's guide to how to draw faces, the front view. That's going to give you the foundation, and hopefully you've been practicing on it, going at least, I say, 10 times for practice on that front view, and then continue to practice that idea. Just get down the concept. Picture doesn't have to be the best picture in the world, but if you get down the concept, draw from your imagination, it's going to be a lot easier. All right, my lug heads, with every drawing that you make, you're building on top of those drawings to get additional skills. So I know you've been hard at practice, been watching, being entertained. So next, after that front view, we went to the 3/4 view, going to the right. We built off that front face guide. So if you practice, got the concept down, going to the right will be a lot easier. We were able to portion out and make sense about the rotation of the head, the placement of the eyes, the nose, the mouth, using our anatomical guidelines. That is key to your drawings. It's always a good self-check on if things are matching up correctly for you. So if you got down going to the right, going to the left is the same premise, and even going to the side view, it's all around the same concepts. And you're doing this without looking at a picture. You're doing this without needing a reference. And of course, like always, every little video, I'll drop a few extra tips in there, kind of help you out. Just to make sure that my lugheads got the idea, I did a video where we're going to the left and to the side, because with the foundation that we built up so far, this is what it's like when you're not using any reference material or tracing off anybody else's work, or using your tablet just to do a layer over already established image. You can draw without reference material. It's difficult. It is hard. You might not like your picture at the beginning, but I promise you, if you work on it, eventually you're going to start finding your own style on how you do things, how you bring your imagination to the forefront. So keep working at it. You know front, you know the left, you know the side. You got the tools to start off drawing from your imagination. At this point, y'all been with me. It's time to put what we learned into actual practice. So with that front view, 3/4, going to the left, right, side view, when we put it in practice, we actually came up with a scene just using faces. That's it, just faces for the concept. Uh, you learned it here with Lugged Artists. So we planned our page out. Then we came up with an idea about changing shapes in order to create different characters, which is something that you can elaborate on later, try it out. Because really, your lines that match up with your eyes, nose, mouth doesn't change that much, but varying those lines can give you very distinctive individual characters that you then can evolve from that concept and really finalize those characters that you made. So throughout all of this, I know you've been seeing some of the sketches I put in there. Just to let you know, it is always practice that's going to make you better. Being an artist, it it can be difficult, but it's also fun. We came up with a crazy concept about monsters, trying to decide on Thanksgiving. We made a scene without words, just using faces. We're telling ourselves these little stories that in your mind will add so much depth to these characters that you're trying to create. And this is all with no reference, no picture to look off of. But if you're feeling the story, it does allow you to have a lot of fun and come up with some crazy ideas. Just put it out there in the world. And that's using all the things that we have learned so far. And once we kind of had an idea of our characters, I went to the non-photo blue and then I added the pencils to it, varied up the lines, and drew for real on this particular concept, just using faces. That's it. So the next step after completing your pencil drawing would be to ink the picture and then finally cover it. So from start to the end, using no reference, we're able to do that. You just got to put in the work. Promise you'll get there. All right, my lug heads, I'm leaving y'all with this. I was going to ink and color the monsters Thanksgiving, but I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I'm about tired of working on that particular picture, and it's time to move on to something else at this point. So eventually, maybe we'll come back and ink and color this picture. Definitely gonna do tutorials about that, but just don't know if I want to do it specifically for that picture. So please like, subscribe, watch the videos. You can check out the older videos. They should have at least chapters in there so that you can review certain portions of the videos. And if y'all want me to, I'll do it. But let me know in the comments below if you would like to do an inking tutorial and a coloring tutorial based upon the last image that I made, the monsters Thanksgiving. Can't even talk. Monsters Thanksgiving. So finally, I just want to say you're on the challenging journey. Draw without reference. It's not easy, but I believe in you. As long as you keep practicing, you'll get there. So keep drawing, my lug kids. Love y'all.